into a little bit of detail about the spring spray. Why it's important, what it can do, what bugs and insects it targets, and kind of how long it lasts, and all of these things. So Garrett, let's just jump right in, okay? Ready?
Let's jump.
Okay. So my first question is, what's the best time and the most optimal time to have and do the spring spray?
Now through, probably through the middle of June we'll be doing them.
Okay. Okay. And why is this time of year the best for that?
The idea is to get a jump start on the spiders after they, either before or right after they hatch out, and then that just kind of knocks the numbers down for the whole year.
Mm-hmm. So when do they hatch out?
I've already seen some little ones.
So right as the ground thaws, the weather warms, temp warms up, that type of thing?
Yeah, once we're consistently above freezing.
Okay. Okay. So we're talking about spiders, but what else are we targeting in this spring spray?
Just any other leftover bugs from winter. Spiders is going to be the main one, but if you got some box elder bugs still and
ants,
clusterfly, ants is a little bit different spray. I don't know if I can explain it quick, or we can do another episode.
Just say it's not directly targeted in this spray, and that would be an add-on. So if you have ants, we can do them. It would just be a separate time, separate day, probably.
Yep, we have to do them first. So the chemical we use for the spring spray, it will kill the ants that go through it. It just won't take out the colony.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we kind of know what we're targeting. So what aren't we targeting? You know, like what isn't this spray for? Besides ants and...
Well, like if you have roaches or
right.
anything like that, you know.
Ants, roaches, bugs are...
Bed bugs.
Bed bugs. Termites.
There's got to be more.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Roaches. Yeah, come to me later.
Anyway. Okay. So, about how long does the spray take? Like, about how long does it take to spray a house?
One-story house, no wind, 1,500 square feet, you know.
It's under 30 minutes, you'd say?
Yeah, it's under 30.
Right,
especially once the guys get rolling and get comfortable.
Right. So it doesn't take too long, so that's a good thing. So when we come to your house, if you like to be there, it's kind of a quicker thing that we can do. And we like to keep moving so we can get as many done as possible, of course, as thoroughly as possible. So kind of walk us through it. And maybe what we need to do, what we should have done is if you go back and actually watch some of our previous episodes, we did a live spray for you a couple episodes, well, last fall, I think. So it's pretty similar.
It was in September.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to that spray. It goes around the house, very thorough. Do you go inside?
We can. We always leave it up to the customer. There's usually a little bit extra charge for that, but it's completely up to the customer.
Yeah, it's about $20, $25 extra to go inside, and we used to include it. So for those of you are grandfathered in, but we just because of the extra time it takes, and usually people want to be home, so it's a lot more coordination. So we do have a little bit of an upcharge to go inside, and it's something that generally, if you have your house sprayed inside once or twice, you can usually you don't need to do it every time. Is that the correct understanding?
Exactly. Usually, if you've never had a spray and you're seeing a lot of stuff inside, usually the first time is a good time to do it, but you shouldn't have to after that.
So here's a really important one, and this is something that we get a lot, and this is something that I grew up not in a home that didn't realize that you can actually get rid of your bugs. So what type of house or business or whatever it may be is the ideal candidate for the spring spray?
Really, any house.
Yeah.
Especially if you live by water, I mean, most of those houses we do 3 times a year actually. But any house, new, old, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets bugs.
Yeah, so everybody gets bugs, and that's where, okay, well, we don't have any bugs. Baloney. Everybody has bugs. Everybody has bugs. So,
it just depends on their level of dealing with them.
right. And I think that's the big thing is how, if you can handle them, if you like to have them, then not if you like to have them, but if you don't mind a couple of spiders, then no big deal.
And all the webs and everything else.
Creepy. Yeah, so that's kind of the who. So we covered the who. Everyone who has a home. What? It's the spray, right? Where? Well, outside and or inside. When? Now. And why? Because you don't have to deal with bugs anymore, and that is simply amazing.